my beauty vlog. This is episode 1. I'm Kristin Omdahl and we're here in Southwest Florida in my bedroom actually. That's where I keep my vanity station. I have one of those beautiful vanity mirrors with lights on it. Let me see, let me turn the camera around so you can see my station. You can see here I've got one of those beautiful mirrored lighted mirrors, and I have all of my makeup here and my eyelashes and stuff, and I am going to do my makeup for you this morning. I'm getting ready for my podcast. So if you are already familiar with my channel, you know that I do a daily live stream podcast for crafting and the creative lifestyle, and that is at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday on this channel. And due to some requests, I am going to show you how I do my makeup this morning. Hi N2 Crochet and Donna, good morning. Hi LaShara. I have no makeup on. I feel very naked, but that's okay. I'm trying to step outside my fear. You can see the kitties are both here with me this morning. You may recognize my bed too. This was the back cover of book 18, I believe, 52 Crochet Gifts. Hi Lorraine, hi Judy, good morning. All right, well, I see some people are starting to show up. I have most of the products that I'll be using in my Amazon shop already. Hi Joe and Sancho. Yes, Sancho, I've been up for already an hour checking email and social media and getting my day started and my work started. Hi Novella. And so what I'm going to do right now is do my makeup for you. Hopefully this doesn't go too long. If it goes too long, we'll be late for the podcast. So keep in mind, this is the first time doing anything, and the first time you never know how it's really going to go, right? Hi Lily, good morning. So this is no makeup. And again, all of the products that I'm using, whether they're there right now or we discover that I haven't put them in there, they'll all be in there by the end of the day, including this lighted mirror, which I can't recall if I added it to my shop yet. So you know that my shop has multiple folders. Most of the products here are makeup and beauty related, and you'll find that I have a beauty folder on my Amazon shop. It's amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl. I'm going to start with my foundation, which is an airbrushed foundation by Dior. You can find this in my shop. And what I like to do is spray it onto my hand. I feel if I spray it on my face, I get too much product, and I run the risk of getting it into my hair. So I spray it onto the back of my hand. And I usually start with 3 or 4 sprays, and that's usually enough. And I'm going to gently apply it to my face. They say you can do little circles. Sometimes I just do little tiny pats. What the key is doing it very gently. Oh, and by the way, before you ever start putting makeup on your face, you've got to make sure that you've washed your face, hydrated your face, and applied eye cream underneath your eyes. And that I did already. I do that, and then I wait enough time for it to soak in. You don't want it to be too wet when you start doing your makeup. Okay. The other thing is that I'm going to be showing you tips for how to do your makeup if you have aging or mature skin. I'm 48 years old, and the things that I used to do for makeup for the last couple of decades are not things that work for me anymore. So that's the other reason why I thought it was interesting to share my tips with you, because I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, and the tips that I've learned have actually made me look younger, because the things that I was doing actually made me look older. Okay, the next thing I do is apply setting powder to the foundation, but making sure that I skip my under eye area. I will be adding concealer as well, but I prefer to add concealer after I set the foundation. So I've got a couple different translucent powders that I use. They're both by Laura Mercier. I have a small one and I have a larger one. I don't think it matters what size you use. And honestly, I'm not sure how important the brand is. You want to make sure that it's translucent powder, meaning that it does not have color like baby powder. Baby powder would actually make your skin look a lot lighter than it is, or cornstarch or talc, whatever. I think it's cornstarch nowadays. Anyway, so I'm setting the foundation, which allows it to set, and that way it's not going to smear on product, on other things. Like I don't get foundation on my phone, I don't get foundation on my earrings, I don't get foundation on my fingers. I find that if I set it with powder, it actually doesn't smear and get on other things, which is really nice. Okay, the next product I'm going to use is my favorite thing in the whole world. This is concealer. I don't leave the house without concealer, no matter how much or how little makeup I wear. This is also by Laura Mercier, and it's called Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer. Good day. My foundation is an airbrush, or what is it? It is Air Flash Airbrushed Foundation. It goes on so fast and dries so fast that it speeds up the process for me, and I do not need to allow it to dry. If you were using a liquid foundation, yes, you would probably want to allow it to dry first so that you didn't create mud on your face. But for me, it's not necessary because my foundation dries so incredibly quickly. It pretty much goes on dry. It looks wet when I spray it out of the bottle, but it literally goes on dry. Okay, so once you add a few drops of concealer to your under eyes, or when I do it, I'm going to talk in the first person because how you do it is certainly based on what works for you. One of the tips I learned in my modeling days, many, many years ago, decades ago actually, is to use your ring finger for applying it, because that is the gentlest touch you can give your face. If you like to use beauty blenders or those little sponges, you can. I'm old school. I've been using my fingers. My fingers are my favorite tools. I prefer my fingers over tools whenever possible because it really allows me to have full control, but you use whatever works for you. Sometimes I end up going back in a little while later in the process and adding another drop of concealer right here. If you notice, my eyes are really deep set, and so even when I cover my dark circles, I still get shadows under my eyes because there is a ridge right here where my eyes are deeper, like quite a bit deeper than my cheek, and because of that, I have, just even in natural light, I can have the impression of dark circles still, even though I've covered the dark circles because of the shadows with the deep set eyes. So I get really self-conscious of that, and if I find that I've missed this spot right here, I'll come back, but we'll come back to that at the moment. It's more important to me to just keep moving, and that can be something that we touch up at the end. All right, next up, another thing that I've noticed over the years as I've started aging, well, not started aging, continued aging, I'll come back and look at the comments every now and again, but as you know, I can't see them without my glasses on, so I'll have to check them every now and again. Okay, where did I put? Oh, goodness. I should have double checked. I know everything's here, but anyway, one of the things that is really important to me, as I've noticed from the aging process, mind you, is that my eyebrows are not only getting lighter because of gray hairs. What in the heck did I do with it? Well, if we don't find it, I'll show you a tip that oh, there it is. It's sitting out already. Okay, this one is by L'Oreal, actually. This is called the Brow Stylish Shape and Fill. And what I've noticed is the older I get, not only are my eyebrows going away, I'm a child of the 90s, right? So I overplucked my eyebrows way back when because I used to have a unibrow in the 80s. And so my eyebrows don't grow back in the way I want them to anymore, but they're also getting lighter because they're getting gray. And so I find it's really important to not only shape my brows with this pencil, with the brush on one end, but then filling them in with the other side. And so it's kind of like an eyeliner, but I use something that's called like their lightest blonde, which didn't seem like the right color at first. And I'm going to suggest to you that if you're using a color to fill in your eyebrows, I would suggest going with if you're not sure between two colors, go with the lightest color. I have a great story to tell about that one day, but we'll save it for another day. I'm not sure how much time this is going to take today because it's my first one. But remind me to come back to the color choice story. It involves Marlin, and it's it's one of the funniest stories I have. So how's that for a tease? Okay, I don't spend a whole lot of time on my eyebrows. I just like to fill them in so that they have a little more color on my face. And like I said, I go to a lighter color between two options to make sure that I don't overdo it. The last thing I want to do is overdo my eyebrows. Okay, one of the other things that I like to do on my face is add a little bit of a highlighter to my cheeks. And this one is by MAC. I have several, and we'll use different ones on different days. And so I use my middle finger on this, and I literally slightly dab just a smidge. You can really quickly overdo this, and so I just use a smidge right at the very top of my cheekbone right there. Just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, and like I said, you can really quickly overdo it. Next, we're going to add blush. And this is another one you can really, so I'm going to dab it into my blush. This is an old one by MAC. I have several, and I'll show several over if we do these again. And I just barely apply it to my cheeks. You can smile a little bit to find your apples if you're not sure where to put it. But applying a little and going back and applying more is definitely the way to go. You don't want to put too much on, because if you put too much on and you have to take it off, then you mess up your foundation, then you mess up the setting powder on top of the foundation, and you kind of got to start all over in a way. Let's see. Ooh, I don't know if I can scroll back through the comments on here. I may have to go back and all right, I'll have to bring my laptop and honestly, give me your feedback on this. If you don't like it, tell me. If you do like it, tell me. If there's more things you want to see, less things you want to see, all of it's good information, because there's no point in doing anything here if it doesn't help you. I can do my makeup on my own. See, I've already got an audience of 2 behind me. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. You do like it. Okay, wonderful. Lisa likes it. Okay. Thank you, Benzie. All right, and I'm going to probably blow it on all of the live comments today because I didn't bring my laptop. So if you can come back after the show and share your comments in the recorded version, that would be super helpful too. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Good Day. Yeah, I'll get better at it. If you decide you like it, I promise I'll get better at it. You got to start somewhere. Like I said, I'm actually quite nervous because I had to show you I had to show you my dark circles this morning. Hi, Dee. Good morning. Okay, so where are we at? We've got foundation done. We've got powder. We've got highlight. We have eyebrows. We have blush. It's time to move on to eyes. And I keep monitoring my under eyes as we go. The concealer has definitely taken hold. I don't think it's going to be enough overall, but we'll come back to it after I do my eyes, because if anything settles while I do my eyes, which probably won't happen, but just in case, we may need to touch up. Okay, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? I'm going to do lashes today for sure. And the lashes I use, as we talked about on the podcast yesterday, I use Kiss lashes with the hypoallergenic adhesive. I do not enjoy magnetic liner at all. I thought I would. It sounded amazing, but it is very irritating to my skin, and I cannot get it off very easily. So I found that this Kiss hypoallergenic glue has no latex or formaldehyde, which I didn't realize that was a thing, and it comes off really easily, and I have the ability to do a soft or bold eye without being limited by having to do a black liner first. So I really like that a lot. Anyway, but that's not where we're at. We're going to do that after we do eyes. I have several palettes that I like to use, and this morning I'm going to use a Dior palette, which has a bunch of browns already in it for like a brown smoky eye, and I'll be using my MAC eyeliner in color Teddy. And then, let's see, I'm going to need to find some brushes. So there's a bunch of different ways to do your eyes for mature skin and for hooded eyes. And if you notice here, and this is something that's definitely happened to me as I've aged, I have hooded eyes now. Do you see how when my eyes are open, my lid actually completely disappears? This is very common with mature skin, and there are some tips for creating a more open look when you have mature skin with hooded eyes. So starting with, I do like to stay away from shimmery shadows with the exception of one drop that I put right here as a highlight, and we'll get to that. So I start by working in my crease, but instead of just working in my natural crease, I'm going to work slightly above it on my brow bone because that is the spot that will still be exposed when my eyes are open and my lids are hooded. See, if I were to have done this right on my actual crease, you wouldn't see it when my eyes are open. See how when I put that on, it stays exposed? That's really important when you have hooded eyes. You want to check your makeup with your eyes open, because if I just did it like this and did my eyes, they'd look amazing, and then I'd open my eyes and go, where'd all my makeup go? So it's really important to check what you're doing with your eyes open to make sure that all your work isn't hidden in the hood. Okay, so I did a medium brown for my crease. And I need to get some tissue. You could definitely change brushes. You could also use the same brushes. I like to use the same brushes sometimes. We can talk specifically about brushes another time. I have a feeling we're going to go over on time today, so I'm going to try to, and if you guys like the show, we'll talk about different aspects of doing our makeup every time, like what kind of brushes you use for which sections. I'm using the darker brown now to create a corner effect. So this is where I'm adding a shadow right here at the corner. I'm trying to not go past this line, the diagonal line from the corner of my eyebrow to the corner of my eye. You want to make sure that your eyeshadow stays in there. This one might have gone a little far, but we're going to blend a little bit, so it should end up being fine. So I'm going to put a little bit of the dark in the corner. Now I will grab a bigger, softer brush that doesn't have any shadow on it, and I'll blend those two together. Okay, and then I mentioned that there was one time when I think there's a great exception to adding a shimmer, and I usually go with a lighter shimmer. I've got other palettes that will be so much more fun to do for this, and we can do color themes on different days. And again, keeping in mind that I'm not going to show you super glam makeup for makeup artists. I'm not going to show you super glam makeup for someone in their 20s. I'm going to try to show you different colors and combinations and different ways to be creative with your makeup while still keeping in mind that we're working on mature age skin. Okay, so this is that spot that we're not going to see when our eyes are open, but I'm going to show you why it's fun to still put a little bit of shimmer there. So I'm putting my lightest shimmery color on there, and you'll see when I blink, that's when you see that pop of color. Isn't that cool then? You don't see it the whole time, but when you blink, you do see it, and that's when it's really pretty. All right, I'm going to add my, actually we need something in the corners still. I also like to put a little bit of a really light color in the corners. So like a really creamy white, I put it in the corners, and I put it just below my eyebrow. And that kind of adds a highlight and adds a nice contrast to the eyeshadow. I'm going to go with my liner now and just kind of line my lash line. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm not trying to get a whole lot of product on my face. I'm just trying to blend everything together. Okay, and then I'll put a tiny bit. I'm going really soft now. Just want to get the tiniest of product for the tiniest little bit of shadow underneath my lashes. I'm not doing the waterline on my eye. The waterline is that spot there. That creates a whole different look, and I'll show you examples of when that's really pretty on other makeup looks, but I'm going for just a really subtle brown smoky eye that's appropriate for daytime. Okay, so next you can do mascara. I do mascara twice. I do it one light layer before I do my lashes, and then I do one more layer to blend the lashes together with the false lashes with my own. Do a little bit on the lower lash line. I try to be really careful doing my lower lash line because when I'm in a hurry, I make such a mess down here that I have to fix it. And if you have to fix your makeup, you actually end up messing up some other component. So like if I mess up doing my lower lash line, guess what else I've messed up? My concealer, my most important part of my makeup routine. All right, see I got a spot in the corner here. I can, well, I'll have to come back with a Q-tip for that. Anyway, okay, so we're ready to do lashes now, and I'm just going to grab one set here. We'll do one at a time. And when you're grabbing the lashes, you want to pay attention and be mindful of which side is shorter and which side is longer. The shortest side is the side that's going to go into the center of your eye. So depending on which side that is, will determine if you've pulled up the right or the left. Okay, so this is the left, and I'm going to put my glasses on to make sure that I apply the glue correctly. Okay, the glue is super easy. We're going to apply it right to that edge of the lash. Wait 30 seconds. Oh, if you have comments to share with me, I've got my glasses on for about 45 seconds now. So go ahead and comment away. And again, if I miss any of your comments during the live show, please feel welcome to come back and leave them for me in the recorded version, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions or share or use your feedback for future shows if we're going to do more. I don't have a problem with them pulling on my real lashes. Good day. I don't put them on my lashes. I put them on my skin just above my lash line. They don't actually go on your lash. Okay, so at the moment, it's a little bit white on there. Now, as we wait 30 seconds for it to dry, during that 30 seconds when it dries, it should become a little more clear. This glue goes on clear, which is why we aren't forced to put that thick black magnetic liner on. It allows me to have a much softer eye makeup look, but with lashes, which oh, hi, Judy. Judy's sharing links. Yay, thank you so much. She's sharing the adhesive that I use in the live links right now. And you can find all of these products in my Amazon shop, amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl. I forgot to count 30. That's what happens when you start talking. Okay, and remember, I'm not going to put them on my lashes. I'm going to put them on my eyelid. This is when it's sometimes helpful to have an extra small mirror. The big mirror is too far away. I can't see the phone, and it's because I really need glasses for things that are close up like this. So I'm going to use a tiny mirror. And yes, I know I still have it on the packaging. I've had this mirror for many, many years, and I cannot even explain to you why I do that, but we all have quirks, right? An applicator sometimes helps, and sometimes I prefer to put them on by myself with just my fingers, but look at that. How pretty is that? And it's not overdone. Okay, you could think the lashes are overdone if you don't like lashes, and if you don't like lashes, that's totally fine. But I found that when I was using the magnetic liner and lashes, I had to do such heavy makeup in order to make the lashes work that it's like, I don't want to be forced into wearing such heavy makeup all the time. I want to choose how heavy or light my makeup is at any given time, and then choose whether or not I'm adding lashes. I felt like I was forced into heavy makeup at all times. Okay, so another thing is you got to make sure you keep this straight up, otherwise you'll spill it. And we're going to just dab this onto the line of the lash. Now, this does not bother my glasses either. Isn't that amazing? The lashes are not so long that they touch my glasses, because you know I wear glasses on and off all day. The lashes stay on all day until I decide to take them off. And when I do decide to take them off, they come off easily. And I'm able to wash my face well after I take them off, which is something I did not do successfully with the magnetic liner. So if you like magnetic liner, great, that's fine. I'm just saying if this is something that hasn't been working for you, nothing wrong with trying something new. So, all right, so we'll wait 30 seconds now for this one. How am I doing on time for the podcast? Does anybody know what time it is? I don't recall exactly what time I went live for this one. It's 24 minutes. We're 24 minutes in, but I don't recall what time I start. It's 8:47. Okay, we'll make it. All I have left to do is a quick touch on my mascara, maybe a quick touch on my eyes, maybe check my concealer again and lips. So I think we'll be fine. And I can always choose to go earlier doing this one or spend more time working on timing, right? It's still the first time I did it. I'm probably more awkward than I'll ever be again and less focused. Okay, if we waited around 30 seconds, I'm gonna put this one on now. Try not to cover up what I'm doing so you can see. Kind of hard to show you and do it at the same time, but I will get better at it if we keep doing this. It's one thing to know how to do stuff. It's another thing to know how to do stuff and show other people at the same time. That's for dang sure. Oh, I have a great product to share with you guys too while we're at it. If it's here. It's supposed to be here. Oh, it's not. Anyway, if you have hairs that grow in your chin and if different parts of your face as you've gotten older, there is one brand of tweezers that I think is far superior to anything else. They cost a little more, but as far as it goes, you get what you pay for, and they're called Tweezer Man. They are here. I have about 4 pairs throughout my purse, car, office, and where I get ready in the morning. I've been using them for years. They are amazing, and they are in my Amazon shop if you want to check them out. So there's my second lash. Now what I like to do is to blend these together a little bit better with my natural, we're not actually putting mascara on the false lashes, but we are putting mascara on my natural lashes to try to blend them up towards the false lash a little bit better. And there, that part's done. Now, these lashes do come in other thicknesses. I just went with the first one Amazon suggested to me, which is a little on the glam side. They do have a more natural one that I may check out. So we can compare the two together and see which ones actually work better for every day. I did see the other pair after I bought these, and I was considering it at that point. Donna, you have Tweezer Man tweezers. You know what I'm talking about then. They are by far the best tweezers in the world as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at my under eye. It looks pretty good. I feel like if I was going to add more, which I guess I'm going to, I would put a dot here and here at the very darkest spot and just blend that in. And remember, we did not put powder under my eyes. Powder would cake and actually amplify my wrinkles. By keeping this moist, by just doing eye cream, letting that dry, soak in, and then doing concealer, which is a wet concealer, it allows my under eye to stay moist, which will reduce the amount of wrinkles you see. If you made it dry, it would actually look more wrinkled. Looks pretty darn good. Okay, so now it's time for lipstick. And lipstick, I can be all over the board. Sometimes, you know, I like a bold lip, but I try to blend my liners with at least one color of lipstick, if not 2. And today I'm feeling flat out fabulous. I think I like the color just as much because of the name as because of the color. And Please Me is my other go-to for giving some contrast. Let's see if I can find it. All right, I don't see Please Me, but I see another one like it. Yeah, this one's like it. So I like this baby pink to go with it too. So I'm starting with Heroin, which is a purpley fuchsia lip liner. And I put gloss or moisturizer on my lips before we started just to get a nice moisture going in my lips. But I wipe it off before I start. And I always line my lips first. And I'm not one that cares about overlining my lips. I prefer to line within my lips. We can talk about lip exfoliation and different ways to make your lipstick ready another time too. I've got lots of tips to share with you. Then I start by working in the center here. And I have heard that if you line your upper lip from the corner up, it will give the appearance of a thicker lip than if you go from the top down. I don't know. if that's something that's important to you, you could give it a try. And if you give it a try and you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know. All right, then I also fill in my lips with liner. I find that filling my lips in with a little bit of liner helps my lipstick stay on. When I put my lipstick on, it almost always stays on the entire day. Now I use matte lipstick to start with, but the combination of the liner with the lipstick, is this the right color? No, this must be it. All right, so and I don't put a lot of lipstick on. I put a little bit on and I rub it in. I need some dry tissue in here. I've got wet tissue, not dry. And then I blot it a little bit. And then I play around with a second color. So I've got, what color is this? That was Flat Out Fabulous. This is, I can't see the name on this one. Oh, this is called Tisk Tisk, T-S-K. This is a brighter pink. So I like going with something a little brighter in the middle for a little pop and a highlight. And then this is a glossy baby pink. I go in the complete center with that one. And you can see, and we can do this with liners too. If you choose 2 liners, you can also create highlights in your lip. You can do an ombre look. I mean, we could talk about lips actually all day. But there we go. My makeup's done and we're almost ready to start the podcast. So I'm going to go off the air and finish my hair, get dressed, go over to my studio, and then we'll go to the podcast. So if you're interested in joining me there, we have Create, Share, Inspire podcast. It's episode 760 today, and we're going to talk about crafting things and anything that's revolves around the crafting lifestyle. So if you like my makeup tutorial and you would like more of these, please feel welcome to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to take your positive and negative feedback because there's no point in doing any of these if it doesn't benefit you in some way. So always feel welcome to share your thoughts with me. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And if you feel so inclined, come on over to Create, Share, Inspire podcast episode 760, which will be live and back here on my YouTube channel. Gosh, in about 10 minutes. Is that about right? Well, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks again, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.